docket, and I'll pose it to anybody. Feel free to answer. Is the East a foregone conclusion? I know that's a bit of a general question, but just given how the Brooklyn Nets have played recently, how poorly, relatively speaking, the Bucks have been playing, and obviously Sixers hold the number one seed, it looks pretty nice at the top, but at the bottom it seems pretty wide open, just given the lack of competition and some of the lackluster records. So I'll pose a question to anybody. Do you think it's over with? Do you think we're just looking at these top 3 teams or top 2 teams, depending on how you want to look at it?
I'm not ready to champion the Nets yet. For me, they've been great without KD, and I don't expect them to be any worse. But just looking at DeAndre Jordan in the middle is terrible. He's not good. He's not getting any better, and I don't see any options. The only options we've heard of are DeMarcus Cousins, and we know that's not working. So for me, I look at them and I say that might be their weak spot. They can score whenever they want, but I'm still looking at the defense. I think it was a 6-game or maybe 8-game winning streak, isn't enough for me to champion them, but I don't believe in anyone else necessarily. Like, I don't believe in Philly. I'll let Chris, do his thing on that one. I don't believe in the Bucks. I definitely don't believe in the Bucks. And the Celtics have struggled, and I think the Raptors we don't have that guy that can take us there. So in one sense, I don't think they're a championship team yet, but I just don't see any competition. So I'm leaning towards foregone conclusion.
It's not a foregone conclusion, and to say a foregone conclusion, you would have to put them on the Golden State Warriors level. You know what I'm saying? Like when the Golden State Warriors were the Golden State Warriors with KD, that was a foregone conclusion if you ever saw one. You can't call this a foregone conclusion because we have questions. We didn't have no questions when it came to Golden State. We knew they were going to be there. It was just a matter of can LeBron do what he did when he came back 3-1 to win? Can he pull off a superhero effort and upset that type of mail cart? But we knew they were going to be there. You know what I'm saying? This one, you don't. Like, yes, they can score whenever they want, but at the same time, we also know that they have defensive liabilities on the roster. And the good thing about NBA basketball is there's other NBA players that can also score, you know what I'm saying? And score proficiently as well. So if you're playing zero defense and another team can defend Philly, and also they have players like Embiid, like a Tobias Harris in his, career year, all of a sudden Ben Simmons is being more aggressive and he's trying to, really take it to people. He's upped his scoring in the last month. Like, come on, bro. Like, it's not a foregone conclusion. Like, I understand you could paint them as the favorite. You do that if you want to do that. It's not for me, but I'm not going to criticize you for that. Foregone conclusion, we got to slow it down.
I agree with both of you in parts. I think that the East is extremely weak. If there was one contender, like a serious contender to Brooklyn, I would say not a foregone conclusion. I'm not a huge believer in any other team, which makes it by default for me a foregone conclusion. But I also agree that their defense is going to be a huge, huge question mark. The one thing that I think is surprising to me is how close-knit of a team they are, like off the bat, like off the jump. One of their first games, the guys, they swung it to Joe Harris and everybody was like, yeah, shoot it, Joe, or something like that. I'm like, how do you guys already like each other this much? You guys just met. I mean, KD, Harden, and Kyrie have been together before in different settings, but in that setting, to have that kind of chemistry, that's the type of stuff you need to win a championship. And I just don't see that same level of chemistry. Philly's growing their chemistry for sure. But teams like Milwaukee, still something is like fishy. Boston obviously has chemistry issues. So yes, I think foregone conclusion, sadly foregone conclusion.
Me personally, I'm not ready to say it's a foregone. Go ahead.
So hold on. So would man's put their money on it right now? Right? I don't know what the odds are.
I'm not putting my money on 1 2.
So then it's not a foregone conclusion then. Fam, if it's a foregone conclusion,
making the playoffs.
Do you know what foregone conclusion actually means? If it's a foregone conclusion, put your bread down.
You're asking me if I'm putting equal odds on the Nets? No, but
I'm saying, walk to your computer, open Bet365 or whatever the thing that app is called, whatever it is, and put your bread down. If it's really a foregone conclusion. If you're not doing that, it's not.
Nah, but I made it clear. I'm not confident in saying that. But who else?
But here's the thing, though.
right?
Here's the thing.
Go ahead, Robs.
I would love to say it's a foregone conclusion, just based on the top end talent that Brooklyn has. You're not gonna beat those three guys, but we've seen this in the past. Miami didn't win it the first year they clicked up, right? So I don't think that team is as good as that Heat team. So even if they have the top end talent, that doesn't mean it's all gonna gel when it comes time to really buckle down and win a championship game. I don't think they have that, which is why I'm not ready to say it's a foregone conclusion. But the East is not looking bright. Like, it's not looking bright at all. Milwaukee, as you said, is looking really mysterious. Granted, Jrue Holiday's been out, but at the same time, I think we all fell out of love with Milwaukee a couple times now. Philly, nobody here truly believes that Philly should be a number one seed, or it is.
Watch your mouth, fam.
I don't believe it. I don't believe
Watch your mouth. Of course I believe it. I've been saying the same thing for months now. What do you mean I don't believe
for
it?
For years, made that clear. For years, you've been saying thing, and they've been disappointed.
Don't tell me I don't believe it. You can call it delusional, but you don't tell me I don't believe it.
It is what it is. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that even of the four teams that even have a positive record, right? Because I think Raptors are sitting at 500, so there's only 3 teams above 500. Those teams we have question marks all over the place with. So I'm not ready to call it a foregone conclusion, because although I know Brooklyn has the top and talent to do it, I don't know if they'll be able to do it when it all clicks up. And we already know how Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and James Harden are, right? 2 of them are head cases. 1 man disappears in the playoffs. I don't know what more can be said about that, right?
Here's the thing, though. Like, the Nets, who again, we just spoke about it. For me, I just don't like looking and searching for someone to beat them when I can't find one. Right? You mentioned the Heat. Is there even a Chicago Bulls in this year's playoff race to oppose them like the Chicago Bulls oppose them? What is that? We're talking like maybe 8 years ago. Is there a team like that? Is there a team with MVP Derrick Rose, Carlos Boozer, Jokic?
We could liken them to the Bucks.
Philly. Philly? What are you talking about? MVP Joel Embiid. You know what I'm saying? All defense, Ben Simmons, all-star.
But
Tobias Harris.
I don't know what Joel Embiid looks like in May, man. It's all cool 25 games into the season. I just don't know. And I can't put my hat on that. That's all I'm saying. I know, at the very least, Harden and KD are going to be there. I can't say this
capacity, though? Because
Harden, 100%. 100% he's going to be there. At least show up. I don't know what Embiid looks like.
No, Harden will be there physically.
Right.
All right. We can say that. Like, when playoff time comes around, his physical body will be there. I can guarantee that. Right? Kevin Durant, we don't know. And
why?
We just don't. We don't know because he's already missed a bunch of time. And then you're not going to be able to sit out, during playoff times when the game is more intense and mans actually don't give a fuck whether or not you are healthy or injured. Like, right now, mans might have it in their subconscious. Like, maybe we want to, we're not going to foul KD hard, or we're not going to do certain things subconsciously. You know what I'm saying? That's out the window in the playoff times. So I don't know how that's going to affect him, how playoff basketball will affect his body. And then Kyrie is Kyrie. So, like, how do we know?
Nah,
we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. That's a huge question mark. We know that.
We don't know. But